well, when you come home, we'll do oils. And I was like, invite me next time. We always say that to each other, like, I can't this time, invite me next time, because you know what it's like. So it's good to have friends who are in other companies. It's not like, oh, you're doing that now, I can't talk to you. We want like-minded people, and they may have things they do that are different that you're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So yes, I agree. Like-minded will save you or sink you, depending on what you do. Let's talk goals really quickly. We're going to talk 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, obviously. But what are your monthly goals for yourself? And I'm big on this stuff because it is something you can check off your list, and I love a to-do list. So think about what your monthly goal is. Yes, they have the dream board on here. Your dream board, though, is like your big overarching goal. Your monthly, weekly, and daily goals are like the roadmap to get there, because you have to do those basic things. So for your monthly goals, like your monthly goal, and we'll talk about it further on down, I can tell you what your monthly goal should be, but you have to pick what it is, because it has to be something you're willing to do. With the company this month, one of our monthly goals that all of us should have is 2 new brand partners. Truly. So then weekly goals, what am I going to do to get there? And then daily goals, what am I going to do to get there? So one thing we do on our team, and I know a lot of you do it, is we look at our personal volume for customers, right? And I know you're super brand new, but you'll keep hearing things and you'll be like, yep, that makes sense to me. And you know you get more of a percentage the higher you get, right? So if you ended last month at 2,000 in personal volume with customers, your goal is to get to 3,000, because you get a much bigger chunk of money and the money's worth it. So at 3,000, figure out how many customers it's going to take you. Well, probably 10, right? Give or take. So if you want 10 new customers this month, break it down by week. How many do you need a week? 2 to 3. Break your goals down. If you're like 10 new customers, let's go, and then you wait till the last 10 days and you're freaking out, guess what? Everyone who's trying your product knows you're desperate, and they feel it, and they don't like it, and they're not going to purchase.
Do you do this as a team, or you do this individually?
I do it one-on-one with my people to game plan. You could do it as a team very easily. Like, I'll do it with my leaders, but some of their numbers are higher, and I don't want to sit with someone who started yesterday and be like, okay, she's going to get 20 this month, and they're going to be like, holy.
Yeah.
So I do try and kind of know my audience and hit them where it's at. But I have a leader in Indiana right now, Cynthia, who's like, man, I love teachers. She's just like, okay, now what do I do? Like, she's also a to-do list girl. We did this with her team on a Zoom, so she had about 4 people on the Zoom with us, and we went through each one since they all started about the same time. So figure out what you want from this month, and then break it down by 4. I know we're about, 14 days in? I'm not going to call it halfway through the month, but we're about that far in. So then you're going to break it down by weekly, and then decide, when it says daily goals, what are you doing day to day? That's it. That's obvious. You don't have to do something every day, but it's easier to stay focused if you do. If you have an off day, that's fine, but you have to restart, okay? So figure out what that looks like for you, and we can go into details. Like I said, I want to have the last little bit of this be work time before you leave, where you can ask questions. You can say, okay, what does this look like? What's your suggestion? And we can all kind of bounce ideas off of each other, because I think that's what you're here for. You're not here to just listen to someone talk all the time. All right, 2-a-day system. Pique their interest. How do you pique their interest?
Ask questions.
Ooh, ask questions. Pictures.
Make a connection.
Dance?
Samples.
Dance. I think dance. Yeah, no. Yeah, make a connection. I sat for 4 hours on the way here, so I have a lot of pent-up energy. Need to go for a run before I drive home. Pictures and asking questions will get you so much further than anything else you do. And when you post pictures, you will find that most often no one will comment or like it for a little bit. You have to get over yourself and keep going. It's not about you. Number one, Facebook is not going to show it to them right away, because chances are, unless you're in a business, you aren't posting very often on Facebook. Most people get started and they're like, but I don't post on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, so first of all, I need you to start doing that. So find a cute picture of your kids or a vacation and put it on there. And they're like, okay, I did that. I'm like, okay, now find another picture to put on there. And they do that. And I'm like, okay, now here's a before and after. Now post more about your kids. Now here's a before and after. I will tell you, when you don't have little kids, it is a lot harder to find crap to post on Facebook. You guys that have cute little adorable toddlers, I'm like, just keep putting them up there. My 13-year-old's like this in every picture.
Yeah.
And my 10-year-old's like, do not share that on social media. I'm like, you guys suck. What am I supposed to post? So, be thinking and be aware. I do have a cute dog. Be thinking and aware, what can I do? I don't want to say we're just going to create content because I don't want to ever be like those people, but be aware. You do own a business. And if it was brick and mortar, you would be thinking about how you can market whatever you're selling. Right? It's the same thing. So don't be like, well, I have nothing to post, so I can't do it. You're going to need to try harder than that. So figure out what you can post. I would say your before and after pictures will get you the most mileage by far. And the more you post, the more people see it. And I don't mean like, duh, obviously they see more if you post more. But the more you post, Facebook lets more people see your posts. I've been doing some Instagram story experiments. And I started just posting a lot in a day. Like 10 things a day or 5 things a day. And my viewers of my Insta stories has gone up 100 in the last week and a half. And I'm like, okay, it's go time. So I'm not an influencer. I'm not going to sit and like do try-on sessions and whatever because no one cares what I have on. You'll see it at some point. But I post funny things because I like to make people laugh. I'll post my kids here and there. Insta stories are nice because there's not comments. So like if no one comments, no one can tell that like nobody gave you any love on the post. But then they can direct message you, so it's still kind of private. So I get lots of comments from Insta stories. If you're new to that, we can talk about that. And I get lots of comments on Facebook Messenger. I don't always get a lot of comments on my photos. My team will comment, which is awesome. It helps boost it. But people will send you a private message to ask questions just like I did. So I know most of you, this is like old hat and you've been doing it. Keep going. Just because you've been doing it forever, it's really easy to stop posting. I do it. I get in a rut where I'll go like 5 or 6 days and I don't post anything. You have to keep going. Even if it doesn't feel natural, do it anyway. I have to set alarms on my phone for almost everything. Just because life has a funny way of making sure I don't get anything done. Ever. So I set an alarm at 8 a.m. that says post. Then I have an alarm at 2:50 that says don't forget your kids because sometimes I forget to pick them up from school because I start working and I don't know it's time to get them. But I have one during the day that's text 5 people on your team. I know that sounds like, are you dumb that you can't do that without it? No, but I get very unfocused because I can throw myself into a million directions. I love being busy, and sometimes busy takes your focus off of what's important. So if you need to set reminders, I have a girl on my team who's a nurse practitioner. And girlfriend cannot get from point A to point B on her own. She'll be like, I have these 5 customers to put in. I'm like, send me their info. I'll put them in for you. What are you doing? I love her. But she's busy. She's got 2 little tiny kids. She's working full time. So we were talking, we're like, set alarms on your phone. You'll get it done. And she's like, okay, it helps. So find what works for you, but have something that helps remind you, I need to do this right now. You will be able to rewire your brain and set the routine, but you have to keep focused. Did I steal it?
No, I was going to ask whether people have the same experience or a common notion of that. People that tend to post on your before and afters, when you try to talk to them further, they don't seem to be as responsive versus people that don't post, but then when they message you, they seem to be more interested. Does anybody else see that pattern when we're talking?
I feel like if they are taking it offline to a private message, they're serious.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
With a private message to you. Like,
If they're taking the conversation privately, like into a message, they're usually more serious than they want the product. I think also, and I know it's talked about a lot, I'm big on social media, obviously. I can talk about all this, but guess what? You already know how to do it. I'm pretty sure. I think you know how to get samples out. I think you know how to do things. Your social media presence is very important. Now that doesn't mean you have to have a selfie up all the time. Do I take a lot of selfies? Yes. Am I embarrassed sometimes? Yes. But my kids won't pose, so I have to post something. People need to kind of see you and know your brand, so to speak. Raylan does a really great job of it. People know her. They know she's fun. She gets a lot of interaction. post things on social media that don't have anything to do with the business, and then when people comment, you sit your cute little butt down and you reply to every single comment. Thanks, girl, do an emoji, do whatever. I don't care if you're a guy, do whatever, give them a thumbs up. Reply to their comments. It's going to start creating, in the Facebook algorithm, it's going to start creating little touch points where they're going to see all your stuff. If someone's kid has a birthday, comment, happy birthday to them, whatever. Send them a private message. Oh my gosh, their party looked amazing, how fun. Don't bring up the business all the time. Sometimes send private messages just to be a good person. Because I said a lot of times, make sure that's on, 17 text messages, jeez Louise. A lot of times people don't feel seen. Have you encountered that with people? They don't feel like anyone knows that they really exist. And yes, our job is to sell them skincare and make them feel and look better, but like your main job is to make people feel noticed and appreciated. If they want skincare and wellness, they'll get that from you. But what we hear about day in and day out from Bo and Jeff and everyone, literally everyone, making people better is our job. If you can make people feel seen and make them feel appreciated, and that's honestly what most people need. They need to feel like someone out there cares enough to send them a message or replies or whatever. Bless you. That was a big one.
Checking in places, because my kids are grown too, and I struggle, and I do a lot of networking, I do a lot of meeting people for coffee, now that I do this full time. And I try to check in everywhere, and what I hear then when I see people is, your life is so cool, like you're always out having coffee, you're checking in here. So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when everybody else is coming back from lunch or sitting at their desk, and I'm checking into the nail salon, it's kind of powerful.
No, I totally agree. I definitely agree. Showing time freedom is big. Also, if you do Insta stories, tag the business that you're at on the Insta story. They'll usually reshare your post. And then the business also sees your name, and then usually people will be like, oh, who's that? And they go look. I like that.
For men, actually engaging them. I used to think I could get it done, but I'm not. I'm a woodworker. I belong to probably 8 or 10 woodworking groups on Facebook. I probably have 800 friends, that are woodworkers, but I can't seem to get them to bite.
I would say, obviously I'm not a man, even though I live with a lot of them. Do you have coffee groups or anything that you?
Coffee groups,
Uh-huh.
local?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, these are nationwide. In fact, they're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
world, but no.
Okay, let me
There's a
think about
local
it.
woodworking group. I mean, they've got a big facility and everything, and I thought about joining that.
I honestly would probably start with that. I only know from like the men in my life, they all either like go drink coffee with their friends. They go hang out at the Harley shop where we are. All my dad's friends who rode motorcycles, they go have coffee, go to the Harley shop, go to the hardware store, and they like made their rounds on the weekends. That's where most of the networking happened. Again, I'm not a man, but I did
Well, I was
get
more thinking
drug
about
along.
the Facebook end of it.
Yeah, I think some of it you start local though. Keep posting what you're doing, but I would start local in person.
It could also be a generational gap, because
Well, thank you very much.
I'm not saying.
Easy, this isn't Jerry Springer. Just kidding.
Think about how most men, even, just in general, look at these products, right? And not even skincare, but things that we consume. We know that they need them. They don't want to drop their ego to say, yeah, I do need something. And guys that are working in the woodworking business, I would mess that up. But they tend to be a little bit more like mountain men, who are like, I don't need a product. I got water, I got meat.
Holistic lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my husband is
Good.
in his 40s, he's not on social media.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I never post. He looks at Facebook like it's a hassle, so he won't even be on it.
My husband's-
And so some of it could be, some of your audience isn't on Facebook. Some will be. Would you say most of your friends are retired or still working?
Oh, no, most of them are working.
Okay. I would say as you get more toward the retirement age, more of them are on Facebook. Judging by what I see from my mom's friends. All of her guy friends and my parents' guy friends will comment on my posts now because they aren't working. But when they were working, they weren't on Facebook. So like all my dad's friends will comment, all of them. Because I think they have nothing else to do. But when they're working full time, I think you're gonna get more bang for your buck in interaction. I know that might not be helpful to you, but I'm a truth teller and I don't wanna waste your time.
Oh, no, I just threw it out there hoping I just
Yeah,
get some.
I wish there was a magic thing. I think if you keep posting, but I think women will see posts and tell their husbands and order it for them.
And then also.
I think that's your gateway.
Daughter actually tells dad, Dad, you need to put this on, like Tim
Yeah.
Peterson, like,
Yep.
he says it's like the daughter's talking to father, said, you need to put this one on. And see how it goes, and take pictures, like, oh my gosh, you need it.
So how do you get to the daughter?
So do you personal messages or do you friend them so that they're on your own Facebook page?
Yeah, I've got about 800 of them.
On your own personal page? Just keep posting, they've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're seeing it.
They'll get there, just keep going, but I do some in person too.
How about before and after pictures with the Prolistic? That might,
With men.
the pictures might draw them in.
Yeah.
They've got real rough skin from working with wood and machines all the time.
And my husband is not on social media, but he
Yeah.
was listening to, he clicked on an ad for under eye circles before we had eye serum because he has the really dark under eyes. And he clicked and ordered himself something and it showed up in the mail and I was like, what is this? And he's like, I just ordered that to see if it would work. So
Yeah.
they will do some of that. Make sure in the comments of your post you put your website. Don't put them in your post, put them in your comments. They might not want to talk to you about it, but if you put your comment or your website down there, they may click it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
Give them
great.
like a secret door to do it because they don't want to talk about it. Nope. I'm making very extreme generalizations, but. Okay, so peak interest, use third-party tools, set your follow-up. That is where most people drop the ball. If you are writing your people's names on Post-it notes, you are going to lose the Post-it note and you'll forget and then they'll sign up with someone else and you're going to be very sad. I'm not going to say that's ever happened to me, but it has. One of the brand partners signed up and I was like, dang it, she was at my first RFP and I didn't follow up. Oh well. So set your follow-ups. I told you I'm not great. There is one way you can do it where you get like a recipe card box and you write everyone's name on a note card and you put them in there and then you can go through every time you're working, like who do I need to follow up with, who needs product, who should I check in with. I have lists. So I have like a bullet journal and I've got follow-ups. And yeah, it's a big list. I've got pages, but it's something I can always go back to and at least it's in one spot. And then I have lists of my current customers. And we can always print reports, so you don't always have to keep that. But I like a notebook where I can take to Starbucks or somewhere and work and just go through the list and write little notes like, doesn't need anything this month, or was a no, wants to try this next month when she gets paid, follow up next Friday. I can leave little notes for myself that way, which I really appreciate. So I will tell you, as much as we know how important follow-ups are, if you just stay in touch with people, they'll let you know when they want to order, but you do have to stay in touch. Like I've got a girl who's like, no, I don't need any, and then yesterday she goes, okay, give me this, this, and this. Okay. So are most of you doing orders for your customers?
Yes.
If you're not, start. Because most people in this day, you'll get one of two types of people. They want to do it themselves because they don't want to give you any of their information. Okay. Try to help them by getting their info, because then they can message me, like the girl who did this morning. It's like, I need day, night, and firm. It's like, okay, you got it, sister. So that way you are helping them. You are their customer service. You're putting orders in. You're helping pause orders. You're all of that good stuff. So after you follow up, which I'm going to hit on something Raylan and I talked about, then you will sponsor them. So peaking interest, third-party tools, set follow-up. 5 years ago, most of this stuff did not exist. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. It was give them a bottle, pray to God they didn't steal it from you.
Yes.
These freaking bottles. Are you guys so glad we don't have that?
Yeah.
If you want to give out a full bottle, like, you get it. But, and they'd leave them out in the sun, and they're like, it doesn't smell good. I'm like, you think? Left in the heat. But it is a million times easier now. We have an app where you can go in and send a sample. And it sends you a message, hey Kate, don't forget to follow up with your prospect. And I'm like, Thanks. So it is a million times easier now. Please, if you get a new customer, do not stop at, yay, I got a new customer. Find what you can plug them into. If they order eye serum, it is your job to send them a video on how to use eye serum. Because they're going to do it wrong, and then they aren't going to like it. Because they did it wrong. Because we know with eye serum, a little goes a long way. And if you put too much on, it is very powdery. So make sure you send a video of the product they got. I will usually say, text me when your product gets there, and I'll send you some instructions. Well, they're going to, because they just spent a good amount of money, and they don't want to mess it up. So you send them a video. If your team does like a market party Zoom or a Facebook party, or there's a call they can get on, invite them to that. Say, now that you're using the products, I want to make sure you hear a little bit more, because you are using this on your face, or you are taking a supplement. And I generally, when I do a call, say, well, you know, because you're using it on your skin, you probably want to know where it came from. They may not care, but by you making that assumption, they feel too silly to say they don't care, because then it sounds like they don't value clean products, right? So I always say, if you're going to use it on your skin, I'm sure you care what's in it and where it started. So I want to invite you to this. You can hear a little bit more about the company behind the product you're using. I'm not saying join my team. They'll make that decision for themselves, but I'm going to offer the information so that they have a spot to go listen. I don't know about you, but I don't like being tricked into things. I like being given numbers and things that I can listen to at my own time, so I can make my own decisions. I don't like being forced. I'm Norwegian, so if you tell me I have to do something, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, literally. Like, I am a rebel through and through. You tell me I have to, I no longer am interested. So
That's how being a woman thing.
well, yes, but also,
And a team.
and Norwegian, yeah. My whole family's like that. We're like, well, now I'm not going to. Yeah, my husband, bless him. But give your people options. Just because they're a customer does not mean you're done. When you first start, all of us did it, you get them and you're like, whew. And you don't want to message them because you're afraid they're going to cancel. So if you don't talk to them, maybe they'll forget they have an order, right? And then it'll be okay. Just follow up. How's it going? What are you loving? Did you take your pictures? Please don't forget to remind them that they can earn money just for looking better with our customer contest. I say it every time because it's the only way I can get them to take a stupid picture before they start the product. And so I promise them I won't post it on Facebook. Usually, eventually I will, but I get their permission. Have them take photos, plug them into something else. If they love the product, they're gonna say, you know what, I bet I know some people I could share this with. But you have to plug them in. So I know the Kansas City team here, part of them, they're doing basically like a run for customers, and they're getting bunches of customers, and then they're gonna plug them into the next thing once they've ordered product. Did you say, what's it gonna be, like a Zoom or a webinar? Okay, so figure out what you can then plug them into next. Don't stop at customer. I know in the past, I've gotten a customer and been like, cool, high five, yay me. You know what I mean? And then they sell Plexus, which is fine. It's great. But if I would have done a better job, maybe they'd be here. I know. I just try to be nice. But anyway, so then you're going to sponsor. When I see sponsor, though, I think customer or brand partner, they're still a part of our family. They're still a part of the company. So very important. Okay, everyone stretch really quick. Oh, I just scratched my back. Stretch it out, get all the cracks out, get your blood rushing a little bit. This is what you call brain break in education. When you look sleepy, you gotta stretch. Hey, let's give a hand to Jen and Tony, who have a daughter getting married next week. And core, right there. She might have alcohol in her cup, but she is here. I'm just kidding. I probably would though, if it was my daughter.
Vodka has no scent.
Right, I heard that, I don't know, I've heard it. Okay, let's talk real results party. I decided I needed to paint my whole basement this week, and like, my whole body hurts. I never knew you could get sore from painting. Getting old sucks. Okay, so launching a real results party. How many of you have actually had one in your house or somewhere? Okay, that's not bad, not bad. Our goal through the company as well is to have a real results party this month. My goal before you leave today is to get one on the schedule, because once you have it written down and you start planning, it's a lot harder to take back. So I'm going to tell you a quick story while you get your water and do what you need to do. Once upon a time, 5 years ago, my sponsor texted me and said, actually she emailed me, which is very weird. She emailed me and said, hey, I'm coming to Iowa on this day, we're having your launch party. That's one way to get it done. Telling me what day we're having it, right? The one thing she did do is she said, I know a couple people, I will invite them also so that you don't have to invite as many people. That helped me. Number one, because I knew it wasn't all on me, but number two, it kicked my butt in gear because I knew she was coming over with guests, so I should probably invite. Okay? I showed everyone her stomach, and I said, have you ever seen this? They're like, what? I'm like, this is my friend's stomach. She used this new body lotion. Yeah. They were like, oh my gosh, what's, they're going to ask questions. I was like, I have no idea, but she's going to be at my house next week, and she's going to talk about it. You should come. Pretty sure that's not in any of the slides, how to invite like that. But I did. I was like, see her stomach? She's going to be at my house, and we're going to all learn about this together. And I was like, great. 25 people showed up at my house.
Wow.
I think it's probably because they felt sorry for me because that was a really crappy invitation. But I just said, I'm going to have alcohol. She's going to be there. And it's really okay. If you have a sponsor coming, it's okay to say, she's coming, and I don't want to look stupid, so I'd love it if you could come support me. Your friends don't want you to look stupid either. You don't have to say that word. It's a bad word at my house still. But you need to invite people if you want them to show up. Weird, right? And you have to invite 4 times the amount. So I invited a bunch. I even guilted some. They're like, no, we have Little League. I'm like, oh my gosh, perfect. That's literally in my backyard. Because it is. I'm like, just walk straight through all the way to my backyard and I'll have wine waiting for you. Do you want red or white? And they were like, oh, fine. We'll talk about reactions in just a second. They care about your reactions just as much. They're watching how you react to everything. Because if you sound desperate or you get hurt or you're like, oh, they're watching that. But also don't let them get out of it right away either. You have a couple options. You can either say, okay, if you do this though, just stay for 5 minutes, then you can go. Or you can say, okay, actually I'm doing one next week too. Keep inviting. You can do it without seeming desperate. But I always tell people, just come for 5 minutes, then you can leave. When they realize you aren't like locking them in the room with an order form, they usually stay. I had an RRP 2 months ago, and people stayed until midnight. My friends are really fun. But you don't have to do that. You know what I realized from all of that? People are craving personal connection. We weren't just talking products the whole time. They stayed because they had real people talking to them, and they needed it. They needed that. So don't forget, yes, you're doing this for you to grow your business, but your friends and family need personal connection. They don't always realize it until they sit down and kind of take a breath, and then they're like, oh. Like I had friends say that was so much fun, I needed that. So think about that. It's about the people. So anyway, got a room full of 25 people. I have no idea what I'm doing. Also, I've never sampled the product. Did I tell you guys that? I signed up at 1,000 and I never tried it. So don't judge your people. You never know. We could have been selling toothpaste and I would have been like, I'm in. Let's go. So I have all these people. At a party, you usually play a video. Or you used to. So we played the video. And halfway through, this is an older one. There's a lot of eyebrows involved. And my sponsor was like, oh, this is where it gets boring. And she stops the video. And I was like, okay, because I didn't know anything about the business, but I know awkward.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, swear word, this is not good. So I have all these people, and they're people I actually care about, and it's going downhill at an alarming rate. So she starts just talking. And she's not an expert. She's been in the business like a month. She has no idea. So she's talking and talking and talking. She doesn't know the answer to their questions, so she's texting someone else, and I'm like, so I grab the night cream, and I start putting it on people's hands, because I have no idea what to do, but I'm uncomfortable, and I'm hot, and I just want it to be better. So I start sampling on the spot. Now, you all know night cream on someone's hand is not gonna make a difference at a party, but I needed them to feel the product, and I didn't know what else to do, okay? So, the party was not good. No one ordered on the spot, no one signed up. We didn't use an expert. I'm not telling you that, so you think like, oh my gosh, and they let her come here and train us? That's so embarrassing. That is for me to tell you that even if you start really roughly, you can turn it back around, okay? It was horrible, but I sent people home with samples, which nowadays we don't really do, but I sent people home with samples because the party was so bad, I needed them to at least have a positive experience. I, from those samples, had 10 customers the next week because I followed up and I was like, oh my gosh, what'd you think? And they liked it and they ordered it. And I invited, people, I said, bring the bottle back to my house and we'll talk through it quick. And I called my friend, not the one who came to my house, a different one, and helped answer their questions, and I got 10 orders in the next week. You can flip it. You can flip the script. So had I actually Zoomed someone in or FaceTimed them, could have been drastically different, but we all know things are supposed to happen for a reason. I think I was supposed to have the worst RRP in the history of the company so that no one else had that experience. This is awful. Okay, so what you're going to do, it says talk, don't text. If you have not watched or if you have not rewatched Wendy Hatton's training on RRPs, do yourself a favor and do that immediately. She is #1, the cutest little Southern girl on the planet. Cutest. I feel like if you have a Southern accent, you just get away with more. It's not fair.
Yeah.
No one cares about an Iowa Midwest accent. But you are going to invite 4 times the amount. It's just like a wedding. Jen and Tony are hoping that everyone comes. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a true story.
It's very expensive. It's very expensive. But you're going to invite everyone, follow up with details. Here's what I do, and this works for me. People will be tired after a day of work, obviously. Around noon, they're going to start making excuses to why they're not coming to your house that night. They aren't telling you. That's their internal script is like, what can I say that I don't want to be a liar, but I don't want to go, so what can I say to get out of it? If you don't think they're doing this, I'm sorry, they are, even if they like you very much. So what you're going to do is don't invite them more than 2 days before the party. If you invite them a week or 2 out, you're setting yourself up for trouble, unless you've got really great friends. And I know some of you are like, yeah, but it's bad manners to invite that close. I get that, but people can come up with a lot of excuses to be busy if you give them too much time. I actually even plan most of my parties 24 hours before. I kind of wait and I'm like, okay, our family seems like we have our crap together this week. Let's have an RRP. My husband's gonna be home to make the food because he's like the cook of the family. And he loves cooking and entertaining. So I'm like, okay, you gonna be home tomorrow? Sweet, let's have a party. And I invite people. It's okay. If I have 2 people come, it's really fun. I usually will tell people come and go. We're gonna start at this time. We'll do some product demos. My husband's making the food, so you need to come. I have wine, etc. Follow up the same day with details. What I do on the day of is I send a Facebook message, and I'll usually do an audio. Or you can do a text audio, because then you can see when they've listened to it. Have you noticed that? If they listen to it, it goes away. So like if I send a text audio, if I open up my cute text message, I have to find one that's not. There's a little microphone here, and I can click and hold it and talk. And then when I let up, it's going to show like the little, little talk lines. When they listen to it, it goes away off my phone, so I know they've heard it. Just real talk here. So they can't be like, oh my gosh, I didn't get that. Be like, yeah, you did. It went away. Like, call them out. So you're going to send that and say, hey, I can't wait to see you tonight. I'm at the grocery store right now. Do you want red or white wine? Or you can say, do you want Margaret, whatever your people drink. White Claw or Truly. Whatever. I don't go to the grocery store every time I have a party. I have the picture saved in my phone. And I send them a picture of the wine aisle and I said, hey, I'm shopping, do you want red or white? And I send them the picture and they think I'm standing there waiting for their order. So then they tell me what they want and then they feel too bad to not come because I got their order. I am not at the grocery store, in case you're wondering. I pick up all my groceries from pickup. I don't go into the grocery store ever. But
Lies.
I know, I'm such a liar. They all know it. Like later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally wasn't even there. I just texted you that. They're like, you suck. I'm like, yep, but you're here. If your friend, I want you to filter everything you do through how would I feel if someone texts you a picture and says, hey, do you want red or white wine tonight? And you tell them what you want, are you going to skip their party? No, you're going to go. Because they did something special for you. I'm just saying. The more personal you can make this, the more people you're going to have show up, the more people you're going to have come. And you're going to have some who are like, I just don't know. We have this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally get it. It is a wild week. Come for 5 minutes. I just want to see your face because I know how hard it is to keep up with everyone's schedules. Just give them a 5-minute timeout. I bet they'll stay. And if they don't, you still get to hug them and send them with an energy sample and say, gosh, your week's crazy. You need this. It's okay. I have one of my best friends will not order anything. She came to my first party in 5 years. And then she's like, okay, I gotta go. So I sent her a bunch of samples because like, you're trying something, jerk. Just kidding. I love her. She just won't buy anything. I'm like, come on. Ugh. So it happens to all of us, in case you're wondering. So, if you have not watched Wendy Hatton's video, I'm going to talk through it very quickly because I do not want to bore you. Your number one thing, though, is follow up the same day so people don't cancel on you. You are going to have people cancel. You are going to have parties where no one comes. And guess what? You still own a successful business. It's fine. Shake it off. Get over it. Plan another one. Because if you let one person decide how this is going to go down for you, that's sad. You're worth way more than that. Don't let one person take you down because they cancel on you, okay? I always tell my kids, life's going to really hurt your feelings sometimes. So you're going to have to learn to bounce back. So for Wendy Hatton, what she does, and this has been working very well, I always say if someone already does it and it works, don't change it. Keep going. So you're going to put eye serum on one of their eyes. And once they have eye serum on their eye, they're probably going to stick around to see what's happening. They leave, that's on them, I guess. But you're going to put eye serum on one eye, you're going to eye patch the other eye, and you're going to just tell stories about what the products have done. You don't need to be like, well, this has this percentage in the clinical trials and whatever. If you have someone who cares about that, say, I'll get you that later. I just want to have fun right now. You don't need to panic and be like, I don't know that. Who does know unless you have been in this company a while? Say, I'll get it for you later, I just want to have fun. We printed off big before and after pictures, just like Wendy. We laminated them. If you want to be the proud owner of a laminator, Walmart and Target have them for $20. I own one because of my teaching career. Big old pictures. We printed off my friend Suzanne's hands. We printed off my crazy melasma dark spots on my face that's been circling the internet. We printed off my friend's stomach. We have as many photos from our team as possible. And other people that we know. I try and always know them personally, because if you're going to tell a story, I don't want to be like, this girl on Facebook. Like, try and know them. And if you don't know them, we can introduce you to them through their picture so that you know them for your party. But we share them. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to run you through some of the products my friends have used. Here's their results. And you show them. And you're like, she used this. Can you believe this? Oh my gosh. And then you're like, look at this guy. He's been drinking Youth Factor and his hair's been filling in. And the guys are like, holy smokes. So show the pictures and tell the stories about what it's done. And I always say, like my dad used to call it snake oil. Bless. And actually right before he got sick, he's like, we could sell out of this stuff. I was like, yeah, you think, Dad? I already retired myself from teaching, but thanks for jumping on the bandwagon so soon. But when they realize it works, they're in. Your job is just to get them excited. So you're showing pictures, you're talking about my friend used this and here's her results and she could not believe what this did for her. She used this and her confidence is amazing. Look at my face and show them your own picture. We should all have our own pictures. If you haven't, please find an old picture of yourself and then take a new one to see what the products are doing. If you recently started using the Age IQ, take more pictures because it is crazy. But we have the big pictures, we show them. We hand out the order form so that they can see, prices and things. Because people want to know prices. If you try and hide it, like, oh, well, I'll show you that at the end, it just seems weird. Like, when I go to boutique and I'm shopping, I look at the price tag just because I don't want to fall in love with it if it's $1,000. I kind of want to know my price point. Give them an order form. It's okay. And then you're going to FaceTime or Skype or Zoom or have an expert there who just shares their story and helps give them options. So I always tell my team, if someone's going to say no, I'd rather they say no to me than you. So I'm going to introduce myself, try and loosen the mood a little bit, give them their options. If you want to order as a customer, you're going to get the best rate. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you want the best deal and you want one of everything like I wanted, here's what you're going to do. You don't have to work the business. You get the best rate. You can even get your product free just by doing like some posts on Facebook and some things like that, which is true. I give them their options. I let them know about the order form. And then I say, I'm going to have her send me some of your results because I'm usually not there just because it's other teams. But I'll say, I'm going to have her send me some of your before and after pictures. I cannot wait to see them. Well, usually they have some great before and after pictures with their eyes. Very echoey right here. It's too close. And sometimes if someone has a really good one, I'll have her put me in a group text with them. And I'm like, girl, oh my gosh, I cannot believe your results. I mean, come on. Because if their results are that good, should they be talking to someone? Yeah, they should. So I'm like, put me in a group text with her. That's insane. I want to tell her how great that looks. You can help someone new talk to their people. I'm not desperate. I'm having fun, you know, so they don't sense anything weird. So do that. Like, if you have a party, I hate these microphones, I'm sorry. And I teach spin, and I wear one right next to my mouth like Britney Spears, but these freak me out. If you have a party and you have like crazy results and he's not there to help you, put them in a group text and be like, oh my gosh, I just had her over, look at her results, aren't these so great? So he can kind of back you up and be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Just to kind of keep the excitement going. People want to stay excited and they want to feel important. So if we remember that, golden. Goal, book more parties. If you have friends who love the product, and they're going to love it more when they're in your house. Once they get home, they get busy and they forget that they love it. People are busy and they're scattered. Book more parties. You can offer them free product. You can say, if anyone wants to book a party, I'll do one like this. I'll bring snacks over. We'll have it at your house. And then you can earn some free product. And we do have a visual that we've used from a long time ago where if they order a certain amount, you'll give them this much free product. And it is like a graphic, which is nice because then it doesn't feel so under the table and made up. It's a nice graphic, like if you have $600 in sales from your party, you can choose one of these products. Or if you have this, you can choose one of these. And that just helps generate more networking in your friend group. And then if they get 3 customers, guess what? They might want to upgrade to be a brand partner. And if they don't, then they just helped you, but they might want to. So definitely do that. There are some invites in your back office. I usually just invite by word of mouth, or I'll do a video, or I'll do a voice memo. And when I do videos, I'm usually like, hey, I've not seen you forever, other than waving at you in the carpool line, so I want to invite you to my house. You know, I just talk. You don't have to be professional. The more real, the better, as you all know. Do you have questions about real results parties? Are you all going to do one this month? Are you just going to pretend to? Or are you going to do one for real? Yeah? Do one for real! Yes. Do one on a Sunday and watch an NFL game. Like, invite significant others and be like, hey, we're going to have the game on, we're going to have hors d'oeuvres, I'm going to have samples for people to try. We've done that, and my husband will put the game outside, he projects it on our house, and the guys sit outside and watch the game, and we sample, and it's really, just have fun. You can do whatever you want. Margaritas really work if you're trying to get teachers to come over. That's the only advice I have for teachers. They really like margaritas. I'm not kidding. I don't know. They just do. Especially this time of year. It's already hard. So keep it fun and simple. That's your main thing. Your goal is to connect with people and show them what you have. Then they can make whatever decision they want. Neora Edge. If you are not currently subscribed to this, I would tell yourself to go into your back office, subscribe this month, use it for a month, and see if you still don't think you need it. Because it's incredible. And it is a resource that a lot of us don't use very often until we realize how good it actually is. So it's free for your first month. You can send your samples, which if you have not sent yourself a sample to look at it, do that if you've got points. There are some different options. So for your skincare set, you have a day, a night, and an eye serum and a cleanser, and it looks like that with the 4. If you send just the day and night, you have more days of the day and night. So make sure you know what people want. If they don't want the eye serum and they just want to sample day and night, send them the other sample.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's just
it's just
nice.
nice.
Just night, I meant, sorry.
Okay,
I was like,
I was like, what, I thought you said 9. I was like, 9? That's 9.
hold on.
Got it.
Question,
Yeah.
is that a different pack? 'Cause it's got 2 white ones, a gray and a blue.
No, it's day and night and eye serum and cleanser.
Oh, the ice here. No,
Yeah.
they're different pack, okay. Got it.
And I actually ordered a couple for myself and I took them on a trip. So you can definitely do what you want. There is, I think a lot of you guys know this, there is in the Go Prospect app. If you have not played with the app, please do. If you have not used it to send people videos, please do. I think a lot of people hit copy and they share a link that's like, they just copy and share the link. Yeah, either someone else's or when you find a video you want. Sorry, I'm very visual, I have to do it myself. You can click copy where it just copies the link and then you send it. If you say, hey, send me your phone number so I can text you this video quick. Then you get an alert when they watch it. And I know we know that, but a lot of us still don't do it. Because we're like, oh, I don't, just ask them for their phone number. The crazy stuff we put our phone number and email into, it's not even a big deal. So just ask them for their number. You're gonna see, I have a girl who just signed as a brand partner and she keeps watching the dang videos. And I'm like, Emily, quit watching videos. You have your own. You don't have to watch the one I sent you. You have your own app. And she's like, how can you tell? I'm like, I'll show you. But get really familiar with this. There's incredible pictures. The Neora Instagram page is beautiful. It has amazing images. Our marketing is like 50,000 times better. It's modern, it's clean. I love it. So you can always go to the Neora Instagram page and reshare those, or they put a lot of those images in your marketing center now, so you can take those. So instead, I mean, it's great when we pose with pictures of our products and we make it personal, but if you have some really good, clean images that the company puts out, they're amazing. Like they're purposefully giving you some to share on social media. There's all the videos, there's everything you could ever want. If you are not tapping into the Neora, I cannot talk. The Neora Training Center, do it. Anything you could ever want to know more about is in there. If you're having an off day, like we talked about the funk, pick one of those videos and watch it. If you're driving 4 hours, I did not listen to the radio 1 single minute on my way here. I listened to podcasts and I listened to trainings. I do a lot of it, I know how to do it, but we can all get better all the time. So pick different things that are interesting to you, watch the old Neora universities that you've missed, plug in, use your app. So if you do not currently have it, do it for a month and just see. Every month that you have it run, you'll get 30 Miriam gives back sample. Miriam, I cannot stop saying it with the NGB. I can say it right until I get to the NGB. The Neora gives back sampling points, and then every customer, once their second order runs, you're going to continue to get more points in there. I recently cashed in a bunch of mine. The product of the month is the Energy Chews, if you've not gone in your back office. So I just ordered 4 bags of those, and I'm sampling those like crazy. Because they're the best. My question for you, are you setting the right tone when you sample the Energy Chews to people? So that they don't freak out about that they don't taste like Starburst? Have you gotten any pushback about the taste?
I tell them they taste like a vitamin. Flintstone.
Yeah, I say they taste like Flintstone vitamins mixed with a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, they do. I'm like, yeah, see, they're good for you. Because if you don't, they think it tastes like a red Starburst and then it tastes like vitamins. So, give them proper expectations. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so I had a customer who, because I had posted and said, oh, click the link below for a sample. And she paid for the wellness chews and skincare. And when I followed up with her, she said, yeah, I didn't care for the chews. They weren't as chewy as I was expecting.
That's
And so I
because
said,
they're
oh, I
hard.
said, well, if it's kind of hard, you can just warm them up for a minute or two in your hand, you know. But
Can I add to that?
But how do you respond to that? It's not as chewy.
I
as-
usually say, oh, perfect. I mean, like, some people just aren't going to like it if it's sunny out. And so I always, if you guys have ever heard of Feel, Felt, Found, where you just get on the same level, I used to say, oh my gosh, I've had one of those happen. I've had one of those harder ones, and I feel the same way. What I have found is if I warm it up a little bit, it's a little bit chewier. And then they're like, oh, but she might still be like, well, I still hate them. Okay. I didn't invent it. It's usually what I say. I'm sarcastic though. Yeah.
So, like Kate mentioned, our daughter's getting married next week, and when she is under stress, her mouth breaks out with canker sores, something horrific. Like, she came over one day, she had 3 on her lower lip and 1 on each side of her tongue. She gets it from her mama. She gets a lot of other good qualities from me, but canker sores is where stress shows up. So, ever since I started taking the wellness chews, night and day, I have not had not one canker sore in my mouth. So I told her, I said, you need to take our energy and sleep chews every day without fail for the next month. Because I do not want you at your wedding day with this.
Right.
And it was chronic. Like, she had it all through June, July, and into August, and it kept manifesting. So she does not like the taste. Like, she had health issues as a child, so she had to take lots of medicine. So she hates anything that tastes like medicine. So I told her it was not an option. I planted the idea of her kissing her husband with a mouthful of canker sores.
That'll do
And
it.
she was like, yeah, I don't want that. So what I suggested to her was cut the energy chews in half and swallow it like a pill. And she has not missed a day.
That's a good idea.
She absolutely loves them. And she's faithful to taking it, and she no longer has any canker sores in her mouth either.
Really good idea.
So
It's a good life hack.
it's the stress. It reduces your cortisol production, reducing your stress, reducing the way your
That's a
body
good idea.
manifests stress. So people have,
I like them, but I'm
they have stress
weird.
that manifests in different
I like
ways.
it too.
And the sleep
They're gonna help me. I'll think about anything.
use that.
I like that. I used to like the night better than the day, but now I'm like, I'm starting to.
Yeah, I kinda like the day. I know.
know.
No, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
So, I don't know why I find it so hard to believe, but we were on a trip, and I keep hearing you say, use your own words.
Yes.
Like, just be a real person.
Yes.
And people were laughing at me over the weekend because I had a girl for 2 years. She texted me, I need to buy that firm. And then she'd go missing in action.
Uh-huh.
And finally, when she did it this year, I texted her, I said, your thighs are pissed.
Yeah. Did she order it?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she did.
Yeah,
I was gonna get away with that.
From somebody else, but you ordered it.
No, she ordered it for me. She goes,
But
you know
if
what?
they
You're
know-
right, they sure
see?
are.
But your friends know you.
Yeah.
They know what they're getting. Your friends know what you're gonna say. They do. So be yourself. Like, I can say that to some of mine. I'm like, are your forehead lines deep enough yet? And they're like, oh my gosh, here's my credit card. Seriously. Like, come on.
I mean, I know.
But you do. You have to just meet them where they're at.
Right.
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
I had a girl who was literally watching the video so many times, I thought my app was gonna break, and I was like, seriously, are you signing up or are you just gonna keep watching the videos? And she's like, okay. And she became a brand partner. I know that sounds very forward, but when you get to that point, sometimes they just need you to be like, I'm here, I'm ready to help. Are we doing this or not? Right? Because you have to have a deadline. So I think it's perfect. I'm 100% down with being real, being yourself. That's our job. Do we all feel good about this? Yeah. I'm not going to go through every product because I'm pretty sure we all use them all. If you're not using products, at least try them so you have something to say about them. Some way that it's helped someone in your family. This stuff is incredible. I thought the old night cream, I was like, yeah, but I really like it. I ran out of night cream this week and I have an old one and I couldn't make myself open it because I don't want it. I will show you my face, what this did for my face. It is unbelievable. If I put my face in the sun, all my melasma comes back every single time. And it is a hot mess and it's not cute. And it's awful. And I'm like covering it up with, I don't wear makeup. It's like the dark spots you get after you have kids. And oh yeah, like patches. It's gorgeous. But I do not like wearing makeup. I like to be as barefaced as possible, and I'm having to cover it up, and I'm not comfortable, and I hate it. This, I mean, it's amazing. I am very diligent about sunscreen, but not having this, it was still coming back. And I hate it. And if your friends have it, they hate it. So this is amazing. I mean, all of this. It's just like Neora jacked up. It's the best ever.
When did the new night and day cream packages going to be launched?
I think they're gonna just start coming out.
The day cream's already.
I think it's kind of like as you get it.
Yeah.
They're just kind of
Filtering it in.
cycling through, yeah. When you get it though, post a picture because it's the best. It's the best looking packaging
They're
ever.
sending it to our customers more
Yeah.
now, and then using the old stuff for,
Okay.
the old packaging for us.
Which is fine.
Makes sense.
Oh, I was gonna tell you too, as far as social media, well, no, I'll wait. Double cleansing face wash. If you have friends who use the makeup wipes to clean their face at night, ask them if they'll try this product. There's several people I know who are not in this business, but will post things on like social media and whatnot. The makeup wipes don't really clear your skin. It just like looks like it's cleaning it. And they still have a lot of cystic acne and breakouts and things like that. If they use a double cleansing face wash when they've been using just the makeup wipes, it's a dramatic difference. So just say, hey, will you do me a favor and try this and tell me what you think? People don't like to wash their face. Don't know if you do that.
Yeah.
I don't like to wash my face. Very lazy. But with this having to put it on a dry face, you're kind of roped in. Once you put it on, you're like, you have to finish, right? So the double cleansing is amazing. With Halloween right around the corner, if you have anyone who does any kind of face makeup, dance makeup, Halloween makeup, post pictures of before and after with this. My friend's little girl was a cheetah last year with a Sharpie. Her sisters drew cheetah lines all over her face with a Sharpie, and we were like, please, baby Jesus, let the face cleanser work. And it took it all off, and she was fine. But take pictures. Because me sharing little Brooklyn's cheetah face and then the cleanser, and she's like happy as can be, it's a lot better than me going like, yeah, this works on makeup. You have to have pictures, so take them. Obviously the sunscreen we know is amazing. If people love makeup, I don't love makeup, so I'm not very girly when it comes to that. But it works as an amazing primer.
I will tell you that sunscreen, one of the biggest issues I hear, because I do work in the beauty industry, is my darker skinned guests having issues finding a sunscreen that does not make them look pale.
Oh, that's good.
This is the first thing that I have ever seen that I think would work for all of them.
Yeah.
Because it does get clear. That's a good
If
idea.
you guys are having issues getting that out, like this will pair on top of the day and night cream to help with any discoloration and prevent it, but it will work for your darker skin guests,
I love that.
clients, whatever. Yes.
I love that.
Awesome.
And it smells so good. Okay, I use my eye patches on the way here. We know they're awesome. I would take pictures of yourself with the eye patches even if you don't feel comfortable and post them. You are your own best social media. People want to know what you have on. Randa Carlisle, who lives in, I always forget if it's Indiana or Kentucky because she's like on the border. We'll say Kentucky. She grew up in Kentucky. She wears them to Hobby Lobby and just walks around and shops with her eye patches on, and people are like, what's that? She's like, oh my gosh, it's this, and she gets customers. So if you're feeling daring, you know, if you're a couple White Claws in and you're feeling pretty loose, don't drive yourself there, but maybe get a ride. But go to Hobby Lobby, yeah, Uber to Hobby Lobby with your eye patches on. But seriously, take pictures, make sure people know that they're hydrating. Here's a tidbit for you from my esthetician, who does my eyelashes. I don't know how to put makeup on, so I just get fake eyelashes so that I look okay all the time. But what she said, and she does not buy this product, she has her own, and she's very particular, but we don't have, which you probably know this already, we don't really have pores here or here, which is why this is where women age the quickest. So we age here because our moisture in our skin can't regulate under our eyes or our neck and chest. So if you are not doing something to keep the moisture in, you're going to age very, very quickly. So we have to use things for under eyes and neck and chest if you would like to maintain a youthful appearance. It doesn't matter how great your genetics are. This gets dry and it gets saggy and wrinkled and we get crow's feet. This gets dry and sun damage. So you have to put sunscreen on, but you have to be doing something that puts moisture back into your skin. which the night cream is gonna dry like a mask. It holds all your moisture in. You all know that. So when your friends and neighbors say, it makes my face feel dry, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know, isn't it awesome? It's holding all that moisture in so you don't look older. Just turn it around on them. But those moisture IV, whatever, your eye patches, they're going to give you major moisture under